Good morning and happy Mother's Day for those of you who are celebrating Mother's Day, and those of you who are single like me, welcome and happy Mother's Day anyway. I think as women, we celebrate regardless whether you're a mother or not. I mean, there's motherly nature within all of this. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a unique lead magnet so that you can start growing your email list with hundreds, thousands of laser target audience and potential clients so that you can actually take them to the next step level and to get more paying clients. I'm Michelle. I am a visibility and marketing coach, and I help women coaches to use the power of storytelling so that they can turn a passion for coaching into a profitable business using the power of storytelling. Now, if you're looking for a way to quickly build up your mailing list without sacrificing the quality and your own authenticity, and you are actually coming to the right place. I am a huge fan of using email marketing, and in this videos I will walk you through the 5 simple steps of how to create a powerful lead magnet that would actually attract your high paying client or high value leads and increase your conversion for your business. Drop it into the comment if you're watching this live. Let me know, what do you plan to celebrate today on Mother's Day? Are you going out for dinner? Are your kids giving you gift presents or whatever that you're doing? Drop it into the comment. Let me know how you celebrate Mother's Day. Hopefully by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to craft and attract your lead magnet using that lead magnet and actually get good results. There's a couple of different mistakes I'm seeing coaches are making in terms of creating their lead magnet. And I want to point it out today so that you can avoid those mistakes or common mistakes. So if you are new to me, just hashtag new and we'll get to know each other. All right, let's get started. How about that? We're just going to jump right into the point because I know you probably have a busy day ahead. All right, step number one in creating your lead magnet, in creating that email list and growing that email list, is that you want to start working backward. I know it sounds like counterintuitive, but you wanted to start with an outcome, with a result, with a solution that you're giving people, right? Let's say you have a one on one coaching program and you want to help people with their mindset. Let's say you're helping people to build their confidence. So, what you want to start is thinking backward. That step number one in creating your lead magnet or creating a something that would bring people onto your email list is not asking around people, hey, would you like to subscribe to my newsletter? And let's be honest, who wants another email newsletter in their inbox when I don't really know what do I get by joining you? So I want you to start thinking backwards. What is that outcome that you're helping people to accomplish? What is that outcome you're helping people? What is that solution that you're helping people to solve? So you, first of all, you need to have a really defined problem that you're helping people to accomplish. Let's say you're offering one-on-one coaching and you're helping people to get more confidence in themselves, that self-worth, that self-image. Great. That confidence would be your outcome that you want to focus on. If you're helping people to get more confidence, what would be their step number one? And I bet you 100% of the time, you are going to tell me that step number one is to become self aware. All right, great. Now that you know your step number one is to become self aware, what are some of the exercises that you can offer to your potential clients to help them to become more self aware? It could be a wheel of life, right? Wheel of life would be a great option to offer to your potential client because a lot of them are unaware that there's something that's going on that's causing them not having the level of confidence that they need. So your wheel of life would be a great option to offer if you're helping people to build that confidence as your outcome. So the problem number one is unaware of the self-worth or self-image is causing them not having the confidence that they want. So that would be the problem that you solve. And so that would be number one step that you're going to offer and create something that would help them to address this self-awareness issue. So that's step number one, thinking backward. You want to start by thinking about what is it that in your program you're offering your potential client to solve. So that's number one. Step number two is you got to know your audience. Why do we even want to build an email list in the first place? Well, if you think about majority of our time we spend on social media, we're going from platform to platform. You're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you are on LinkedIn, and there's all these different places, and your people, your audience is very large, right? There's billions and millions of people who's hanging out on social media. How do you know exactly who would be your ideal client? You may have this image of, oh well, I really want to work with women, I really want to work with I don't know, what comes to my mind is HR professionals. You really want to work with HR professionals, but of all the people that's hanging out, billions of people hanging out on social media, how do you identify someone who is HR professional? You got to give them something to give them a hint. Hey, I only work with HR professional, or hey, I only work with motivated, driven, purpose driven people. And so you got to give people a sign that these are the focus area that you're going into. So I remember when I first started out my coaching business, I wanted to help negative self-talker. I don't just want to work with everybody, I want to work with negative self-talker. So when I create my first lead magnet, I focus on helping negative self-talker to minimize that self-talk. And so I created tons of lead magnet that focus on addressing the negative self-talk. What are those exercises? These are exercises, for example, how do I help people to shift from being afraid to being more confident? So one of the PDF that I had created was something about reframing their thoughts. So I created a PDF where their thoughts originally is this, let's say I'm being afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone and take that first step towards dreaming, my applying for my dream job. So I gave them an exercise where they can reframe themselves. So what would be another way of saying that? Instead of being afraid, how else would you say that? So that's a simple one-page PDF that was clear, and I made it clear to everybody that I'm going to help negative self-talker. Not just everybody, but negative self-talker. I mean, negative self-talker is still pretty broad, right? So I'm not saying that you need to narrow down to your target audience immediately. If you're still like in that early stage or trying to figure out who that person is, then identify some type of personality or identity that you can define, or adjectives that you can describe who you love to work with. And that's something that you're going to have to think about, like, who do you love to work with? Like, at the end of the day, you don't want to work with everybody. There's one ideal person. When you sit down in a session, you're just all into it, you're very passionate about talking to that person. So who is that person, and what would be the adjectives that you would use to describe that person? So that you got to know who you want to offer this solution to. That would be your step number two. So know your audience. Who do you want to attract as your potential clients? Are they a motivated person? Are they action taker? Are they going to be mom? Are they going to be dad? Maybe single parents? How you want to describe that person. And then that would become clear in terms of, oh, so if you're offering me a exercise that address my negative self-talk, and I'm happy to happen to be a single parent, that would be something that I want to grab from you. And so that's step number two. Number two is to identify and know your audience. Who do you want this PDF, this free resource, to be in the hand of? Step number three is to keep it simple and keep it easy to digest. Just the other day, I came across a like a lead magnet. Someone offered it, and they were like, "Oh, here's a free resources." So I went and I grabbed it, and this is something that I do a lot of time. I go around and I grab everybody's free lead magnet, and use it as inspiration, right? I wanted to see what's being offered in the world, and what are my competitors are doing that I can fill in the holes. And so I downloaded one of the PDF, and the PDF contained 21 pages, 21 pages of free resources. And so I know this because I have made the same mistakes in the past, where I dump all my ideas, everything I want to offer. And this is so common if you're introverted, and if you're server's heart, if you're all about making a change, making an impact. I dump everything into that PDF, and that PDF, that my first PDF contained uh 18 pages. 18 pages of those of you who graduated from iPad coaching, you know that we have the energy leadership. So I use that whole framework. I created 18 pages of ebook that I was going to offer to my audience. And 18 pages doesn't sound a lot for us coaches. I mean, we love resources, we love learning, right? But if you think about all these people who that you want to work with, a lot of them have no coaching background, they have no idea what coaching is. And when you give them an 18 pages of free offer or resources, not only do you overwhelm them, you put them into a space of, I don't know what to do next. I don't know how to digest this. I needed someone to help me, and to help me to walk through that process. So now I know exactly what am I missing? What am I doing wrong that I am not getting my results? So when you give 18 pages or 20 pages of resources to someone, it's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. And what do you do when you get 20 pages of resources and that you just don't have the time, right? That's another problem that a lot of people are experiencing, is that people don't have the time to sit down and read through all these pages. People want the McDonald's, the fast food way of addressing an issue or problem. So what they're looking for is something that's quick, something that's easy, something that doesn't take a lot of time to digest and read. They want a quick solution. Can you help me to minimize or address this negative self talk? That's what people want to know about. And how can you help me within the shortest amount of time that require the shortest amount of attention, that it doesn't take me a lot of time to do? And if you give people 18 and 21 pages of resources, that takes a long time to actually digest. I mean, think about it. You have a program, you have a coaching program that takes someone from 6 months, 3 months to 12 months of program, and you're giving all your resources to that person in one shot. That's a whole lot of information to digest. And not only do they feel overwhelmed, and they just don't want to do it in the first place. All right. So you wanted to keep it simple. Don't overthink it. So it's not going to be 11 pages, 18 pages of ebook or resources that people need to download and read through. And that's the biggest mistake I have made in my early coaching life, right? I created 18 pages of resources on energy leadership. Those of you who graduated from IPAC, you know what I mean. So energy leadership, and I created the whole framework around how to eliminate your judgment. And those of you who are interested to take a look on that 18 pages of resource, drop it into the comment #resource. I'm happy to share what I had created. It was a huge mistake that I made. I would never make that mistake again. And so you want to keep it very simple. Like, what is the shortest amount of description and ways that you can describe how to eliminate your judgment? Just helping people, give them a one-page exercise. And I think Katie Barron actually did it perfectly. She had a perfect one-page exercise of helping people to identify the judgment that they have against their neighbor, against themselves. And that's a great exercise to have for negative self-talker, because a lot of it has to do with that negative self-talking, right? Self-judgment, and not being able to, or critical self-judgment that against yourself. And so it's just a one-page exercise, and you can download it, you can work through, and you can identify if you want more. Then guess what? You're going to come back to the website anyway. You're going to find out more information about what that person has to offer. But that would be your initial step, just a one page exercise. And so don't keep it very simple. I know we have a tendency as a coach, we have tendency of wanting to pour our heart out, and we give all the resources away, but you're giving away 12 months of coaching session in one shot. I mean, think about that. How would you feel if you have resources that walk you from not knowing anything to actually completing your 12-month of coaching program? I mean, that's 12 months of coaching program. So keep it super simple, keep it easy to digest, don't overwhelm them. Some example, some ideas for you. Okay, things like a checklist, a one-page checklist for how to set up your goal, or how to become more aware of your critical judgment, or how to be aware of your inner critics. That's a simple checklist. It could be a simple guide. How do you gain more motivation? It's a simple guide that you give away. Then exercise worksheet, one page, right? Give it to people to reframe their thoughts. How would you say it in this situation? How would you say it in different way? And I actually created a self-judgment journal because of this. And that was not a free offer. It was a journal. It was actually a planner that I created. It's called 52 weeks of journal. And in that journal, I had exercises. And this is back then when I was doing life coaching and mindset coaching. So just to give you an idea of what you might want to create, not to the extent of you're creating a whole planner, but you're welcome to take that idea as well. But I created this PDF that was going to be a free offer, and then that will lead into people buying my planner. And so that's an example of exercise that you can create. You can also do a goal setting worksheet or a quiz. These are all options that you can keep it simple, keep it easy, and keep it entertaining for people, that it doesn't overwhelm them, but it invite them to join your email list. Right? It invite them to join your email list because potentially this is a topic that they have raised their hand and they wanted to be part of. They want to hear more about this topic. And by inviting them into your community, right, not just sending them some newsletter that they have no use for, you're actually inviting them to a very specific focused topic that you can keep sending them information on or resources on once they join your community. And this is how you turn someone from just someone who's in your audience into paying clients, right? And this is something that a lot of people are struggling. And I know a lot of you who came into this group, you are struggling with getting clients. And getting clients, there's a number of different ways that you can get clients, right? You can do that traditional one-on-one DM. You can send people DM. You can reach out to people. You can say, hey, we're connecting. It looks like this is something that are you open to conversation and things like that. That's more like traditional one-on-one outreach. But as women and as someone who may be still in that 9 to 5, and someone has a job that pays the bill, that allows you to feel this passion, you may not have the time to do that one-on-one outreach, right? So you want it to work smart and not harder. The one-on-one is really harder way of working it. So the smarter way of working it is, how do you create social media online presence? And by creating so, you're inviting people who are interested to hear more topic into your community. So start building a community on your email list. And it's really easy to maintain that list, right? I don't need to be on social media 24/7. I can actually schedule out my email and keep it up to date. I can sit down. Let's say I'm sending out an email tomorrow. I can sit down tonight and I can plan it ahead. I can think about, oh, this is happening this week. What do I want to talk about on Friday? What do I want to talk about tomorrow? And so there's a lot of flexibility in terms of your time and the freedom of where you do this, where you write your email, instead of feeling like I have to be on social media all the time. And so that is a great benefit for people like me me who want to be somewhere else, having the freedom of doing other things. I enjoy outdoor activity. I joined 2 hours in the gym. So it gave me that flexibility of not having to be tied down to social media. Do I still use social media? Yes, absolutely. You do want to create that online presence, but I don't have to feeling stressed out and feeling overwhelmed that I have to be on social media all the time. I could share my resources, my blog posts, and I could be somewhere else, and people would still be connected with me in my email community. So that is the whole reason why we want to have an email list. And so far, I have shared three steps, right? So first step is you want to think backward in terms of what is that outcome that you're helping people to accomplish. So what is that solution that you're helping people to have? And based on that, let's say it's confidence. Confidence was one of the things I gave you as an example. So if confidence is what you're helping people to accomplish, what would be that step number one? Maybe it's awareness. All right. So let's take that awareness, and who do I want to offer this to? Well, I don't just want to offer to everybody. I want to offer to those people who have a lot of inner critic. Maybe they have a lot of negative self-talk. Maybe they have a lot of self-judgment. I want to offer to those people. And then so you would identify these specific people that you want to have as your potential clients from your large billions and millions of people in your audience. And so from that was step number two. Number two, knowing your audience and knowing that who will get these resources to. And then you want to create some type of simple and easy to digest resource. It is not going to be 11 pages or 18 pages. What you want is something like a one pager, maybe a couple of pages. When you look on Canva, search under workbook, there's a lot of workbook, free lead magnet. If you type in lead magnet, it's even better. Lead magnet, it's going to give you like 4 pages and 5 pages. It's never 18 pages of stuff that you give it away, right? 18 pages of stuff is something that you do once they join you inside the program. So step number 3 is to keep it super simple, keep it easy to digest. And step number 4 is you want to be concise. You want it to be benefit oriented. And this is another common mistake that I see, right? People are on social media and then they're saying that, oh, join my email newsletter. Who maybe so here's what happened in the past. People don't mind joining newsletter. People actually like newsletter is something that you get once in a while, and it's something that would just have a really high level of what's going on, for that month or for that week. And so a lot of time, coaches would put onto their website newsletter. You're going to get newsletter, which is great in the past, but it's no longer working because people are bombarded by tons of email and nobody wants another email to cluster in their inbox. So tell me exactly, why should I join your email list? What am I getting from your newsletter? What am I going to receive in your newsletter? It's not just going to be join my newsletter. That's not really helpful. So you want to be more concise. You want it to be more benefit oriented so that you tell exactly what is in your newsletter. So a lot of time when you see my post, you don't see me saying, oh, join my newsletter. No, you're going to join my community, and this is what you're going to get in the community, or you're going to get a free PDF. This is what you're going to get in the PDF. And so you want to be very concise and very benefit oriented so that you tell people, why should I care when I can have all these other newsletters in my inbox, right? So give people some concise reason and benefit of why I should join. Now, another common mistake I see people making or coaches making is that when I go and click on that button to download, one of the common mistake I see is that you see immediately this PDF jump up. And yes, the idea is to give them the download, but when you open up, so once I type in my email and then I open up this website and there's a pop-up window and it allows me to download right away. what happened is, okay, and this is something that's very technical. What happened is I can download that PDF from you, close the web browser, and I would never get to your email again, right? That's an extra step for someone to open up, put in their email, opt in, and go to their inbox to receive that PDF. If you have a pop up window on a browser and you immediately send out that PDF, people don't get to read your email at all. And so, one of the problem around that is that your email will always sit into the promotion folder, and that person will never get to see your email at all, period. Okay. And this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of coaches don't talk about, gurus that they don't tell you about. And this is another mistake that I have made in the past, where my idea is you gave me your email and I'm going to give you the PDF. So I'm going to have a pop up window that shows you the PDF and you'll just grab it and you'll go. But the problem is that a lot of email marketing platforms require people to opt in, to say, okay, yes, I raise my hand, I really want this resources, please give it to me. And if you don't have that extra step, what's going to happen is your email will always sit in the spam folder or promotional folder, and your email list will never get to the point where it needs to be in the people's hand. So what you want to do, and this is step number 5, okay, you want to have a dedicated landing page, an opt-in page that would allow your audience, allow the people that you want to attract to provide their email. And once they provide their email, what you want to do is you want to tell them on the next page, hey, go check your email, go look at my email inside your inbox, right? They need to go look for that PDF, they need to go look for that download in order to get your free resources. You spend hours and maybe days putting together this free great resources for them. You want to make sure that it gets into the hand of the right person. So having that extra step, having a dedicated landing page and telling people that, hey, go check your email before you get my PDF, it's going to ensure that your email get to the right hand of the people. Okay. So let's just summarize what you have learned so far. 5 steps to create a lead magnet that will grow your email list, and then potentially, and it will get you paying clients. And email marketing still works. A lot of people think that, oh, who still reads email? Everybody still reads email. Like, think about your own behavior, right? You probably, the first thing that you go to is open up your email. Whether you read it or not, you still go to your email. And so people are still reading email. I read email. I have people I follow, the people I adore, people I really enjoy reading their email. I go to their email every single day. So email still works. So 5 steps in creating your lead magnet that will allow you to grow your email list and get paying clients. 5 steps are: number 1, you want to think backwards. Think about the outcome or the solution that you're offering to people and how you're helping them. And number 2 is, you need to know exactly who you want to attract. Okay, who are those people? What are some of the adjectives that you would describe them? Are they motivated? Are they action taker? Are they mom? Are they dad? Single parents? Who are they? And step number 3 is you want to keep it simple and easy to digest. Don't give them 10 pages, 18 pages of free resources, and don't give away your everything, right? In that one shot. It's not good when you give everything, not just because they won't buy your program, but also because you're overwhelming them and they'll never come back. So you want to keep it simple, keep it easy to digest. And number 4 is you want to keep it concise. It needs to be benefit oriented. Don't tell people that you just come and join my newsletter. Nobody wants another email to cluster in their inbox, right? Just straight up. Nobody wants that. Number five is you want to have a dedicated landing page or an opt-in page where you give people that option of providing their email to you, but then you wanted to make sure that they go and check their email, their inbox, in order to get your free PDF. Now, there's a bonus tip that I'm going to give you is that you wanted to make sure that the messaging, how you position your message, is in the way that they want your help. And so a lot of time, I see people not being very super clear in terms of what are the benefit. Why should I care? Why should I even bother to get this download in the first place? And that has to do with your messaging, right? That has to do with how you connect with them. Are you relatable? Can they see themselves in what you have gone through? And that has to do with the story that you're telling them, how you are the go to person for them. And so, what I did was I put together a profitable messaging formula. And now you can grab a copy of that at members.elevatelifecoaching.org/profitable messaging. I just created this. This is brand new. And so when you download it, it's going to help you to walk through that process of how you position your niche so that you can be seen as the go-to person. And this is one of the problem that I see a lot of coaches are experiencing, is that they're not positioning their story inside the benefit. Like when you tell your story, it needs to go somewhere, it needs to lead to something. And so you always want to base on the outcome. If you're helping people with their confidence, you need to have a confidence story in order to position you as the confidence expert. So it has a lot to do with the messaging. If you're seeing people not opting into your lead magnet, or if you're seeing people not just passing your post by, that's because you haven't had a positioning messaging that actually convince people that, or makes you believable that you are the person, you are the go-to person. So that is something that I just created, so you can get a copy of it. I'll put it into the chat here, that you can grab a copy of. All right, so let's just quickly sum up. I know we all have something to do on Mother's Day. So we're going to sum up. So 5 steps, 5 simple steps, okay, to create a lead magnet that will grow your email list. They're very simple, and I guarantee if you follow these 5 steps, it's going to grow your email list. Now, where do you offer it, and how do you get people to opt in? That would be another day and another topic, which I will cover. I'll put it into my calendar so that I will make sure I cover it. So how do you offer it, and where do you offer it so that people will start opting in, right? That would be another topic. But today we're focusing on how to create that in the first place. So here are your 5 steps. Step number 1 is you want to think it backward. Think about the outcome that you're offering to the problem that you're solving. Okay. Number 2 is you want to know your audience. Who do you want this lead magnet? Who do you want this free resources be in the hand of? Like, who is that person? Who do you want it to be? Is it mom, dad, single parents, relationship, motivated, action taker, or someone who's confused, lost? Who is that person? And number 3 is you want to keep it simple, keep it easy to digest, not 18 pages like I did. 18 pages of resources that you're giving away your whole entire coaching program. Not that, right? Something simple, something that just step number 1. This is what you do. Awareness. Here's some exercise that you can do to amplify your awareness. Okay. Step number 4 is you want to be concise, and you want it to be benefit oriented. You don't want to tell people, hey, join my newsletter. Nobody wants a newsletter. All right. That's just straight up. Nobody wants a newsletter. People want something that's helpful. A newsletter is not one of them. Step number 5 is a dedicated landing page that has nothing else but one option, and one option only, is for them to give you their email, and so that you can send them that free resource inside their email, not directly onto the next page, but inside their email. Okay. And I also gave you a bonus tip, which is you wanted to make sure that when you are writing, when you are saying what you're offering, you wanted to make sure that it is a positioning, it is positioning your niche as the go-to expert. And that has to do with your messaging. And so if you need that resources, I'm dropping it into the chat, or this is where you can download and grab a copy of it. Feel free to work through. And if you need help, let me know, drop into the comment, and I will be more than happy to take a look for you. And this is something that I do for all my clients. I give them feedbacks, right? When they send me something, I always give them a feedback of how they can make it better. So hopefully this is helpful for you to get started to think about what is your lead magnet. And next one, I will talk about where do you offer it, where can you offer your lead magnet so that people would actually opt in. I think one of the obstacles for a lot of coaches is that there's a lot of Facebook group that you're in, but Facebook group do not allow the admin do not allow you to promote those lead magnet, right? So you probably want to know, maybe you have one already created and you're just wondering, where do I actually promote it to actually maximize it and to make it work, to make my email list grow. So I'm going to share some ways that you can grow your email list organically without the paying ad. And the ad is always an option, and I'll tell you more about that in another video. But that's it for today, and hopefully this is helpful. Ladies, go out and get them.